Shut up and sit down.
Well, hello everybody. I am stuck in this torrential storm, possible tornadoes, everything happening. I could possibly fly away, never to be seen again unless you visit Oz. This is episode 159 from the heart of the storm, the eye of the storm. It's
Nice.
me, one of your hosts, Mr. Eric, the Lightbringer himself. And, of course, with me, as per usual, is the inglorious bastard, Mr. Matt.
Oh, yeah.
We're here on the eve of Borderlands 3. A moment we've been waiting for 3 years.
Yes.
We've said this before. We've been waiting, thinking, hey, we'll start up a podcast covering some freaking Battleborn, and you know what? We'll segue into Borderlands. This is going to be the coolest thing.
It'll be a quick
And then-
transition. Just swoop
It's
right
going to be
in.
smooth, easy, and it was none of those things. But we're here. We made it. And guess what? We're stoked. I can't
Yeah.
wait. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be freaking phenomenal. But before we talk about any of that, we of course have to tell you how our weeks were. Because you know what? You want to know. And if you don't want to know, it doesn't matter. It's too dang bad. You're going to hear it anyway. Suckers! Mr. Matt, how are you doing? How's your week?
I'm doing good because you're about to be swept up in a real life storm. I'm about to be swept up in a storm of Borderlands 3. And it makes me happy and it makes me smile. I can't wait to go stand in line with dorks and geeks and probably smelly people and get it and go to my favorite store. But that's going to be fine because I'm going to come home and I'm going to put it on my console and I'm going to play it. But this week I've been playing Alien Isolation. Went and beat that on the last, like literally the last for now, Friday Night Fright stream. I'm going to be positive. It was a good time. There was a big instant kill hallway that was frustrating and annoying and stupid because I have this giant gun and the face huggers always just come in with no remorse, no nothing, instant kill. And it made me very sad and it made me grumpy, but I got through it and I beat the game and it was fantastic and I should have sent it back to Howard like many times this week and I keep forgetting. So it's mine. It's mine now, Howard. It's just accept it.
It's just been absorbed into your catalog.
That's
No
right.
gimme backs.
Another game I played on stream, Yakuza 3 Remastered. It's been too long since I downloaded it like the day it was out, and I haven't played it yet. So I went, you know what, damn it, it's going on the stream. It feels so good to play Yakuza, but this one is so story heavy at the beginning. Like, oh, hey, go talk to one of the kids. Oh, talk to the other kids to find out where the kid is. I'm like, I'm ready to like beat up a bunch of people, like just be strolling the streets, beating people up. And I mean, it's good because the story's fun and, you know, these are all the characters I know from later games. And so getting to see him build up his relationship with him is fun. But it's just, I'm ready to be punching stuff. But from a punching stuff fix, I can switch over to Judgment, which I've been getting back into because I said last week the story's been actually getting good. Now it's like getting to like Ace Attorney level where it's like, oh yeah, I remember this case from 3 years ago that you had to work on. Oh man, there's all these other twists and turns that intersect with the twists and turns that are going on in the real world in the present day. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is cool. And I get to run around in the street and beat the shit out of people. So that's been a lot of fun, but it's too much now. There's 3 games right there I already talked about. Borderlands 3 is coming. I've been playing a little bit more Catherine on super hard with all the assists turned off. Feeling great and feeling good, but knowing that here comes the storm clouds. Here it comes. Oh man, Borderlands 3 is about to obliterate everything. I've gotta get it done. And now tomorrow I go pick it up. As you're listening to this, I'm playing it live on twitch.tv/ThirdShiftMe. Either I'm streaming or you're streaming and I'm playing with you. And all these games are gone.
Weird world?
All these games are gone. That's it. So that was my week. I don't think I did anything in the real world. No, I did. I went and saw Angel Has Fallen at the movie theater over there. And it was a pretty good show. I don't think I've seen like bits and pieces of the first 2, but you know, if you want a cool action movie starring Gerard Butler, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. And that I think is the end of my week. What about you, sir?
Well, by golly, OG, finally, after all the talk and schmidgen and schmadgen, we finally started up our workplace get-together gaming sessions. Last Thursday, me and Howard got together at chow time.
Nice.
Got our Switches, ate some chow, started to load it up. This is going to be great. We're going to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch together, have some fun beating up baddies. Oh, man. Where you at, dude? What's going on? Oh, I can't get online. Oh, well, did you update your Switch and stuff? Huh? You gotta update your Switch, update the games and things. Well, I don't, I don't have access to the internet. Yeah, you gotta have the internet up so you can update stuff. Oh, let me see. Update. Well, how long is it gonna take, Howard? Oh, it says here about 2.5 to 4 hours. All right. Well, we're not playing today, Howard. Oh, yeah, man, darn.
You raised my hopes and dashed them quite expertly.
But it's okay, because that was Thursday.
Okay.
So I said after that, I said, well, how about let's not do Thursdays, because Thursdays are podcast days. I like to spend my lunch just kind of perusing any last minute things I wanted to see or do or talk about for the show, that kind of thing. I said, let's change it to Tuesdays. Okay, that sounds good to me. So, guess what, everybody? We had a Tuesday.
Nice.
And we went down there and we loaded it all up. And lo and behold, he'd finally done what he's supposed to do. Sure enough, local connection, popped right on. No need for internet, no need for anything.
Nice.
Pop, pop. We got in there. We're killing baddies, taking out bosses, getting characters, and having a good old time.
Nice.
Finally happened. It finally occurred. It's crazy, everybody. It's crazy because we talked about this forever and never did it. Never.
That explains why when I called him, or he called me this afternoon, he was like, yeah, what, I was telling him how crappy the day was. He went, well, you know what, Tuesday will be good, though. And I was like, the f*** are you talking about, Howard? Now I know.
Now you understand why he said that, yes. So it was pretty cool. I'm glad it happened finally. So that's one game I've touched up on a little bit. I've been playing some Destiny 2 with the family, but honestly, at the moment, my heart's not in it because I've got Control, and I've been just enjoying the heck out of that game, playing it like a crazy person or trying to, because like you said, the storms are coming in fast and hot, and I know I'm going to get screwed, and I don't want to get screwed because this game deserves my full attention, deserves to be finished, with all my heart in it. And I don't see it happening. I'm not going to make it in time, and it saddens me, but the game is great. I love it. Every time I get a chance, I like playing it. But I also do love Destiny 2. I've always loved Destiny, as you all know. Trust me. But I want to keep that relationship with everybody going and then keep them playing because Shadow keeps around the corner, and that's going to be fun. But it's like right now, though, I need to focus. I need to focus, so I'm getting drawn away, and it just sucks. Sucks. These first world problems are destroying me.
Yep.
And then, of course, I've got Catherine Full Body Edition sitting there going, Eric, and I played it one night. I cheated. I put it in, and I played it for like 4 hours.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is the best thing in the whole world. I don't care about anything else in life. And I went, stop it, Eric. Get this disc out now.
Yep.
Dummy, get it out. That was 4 hours of Control you could have played. I'd be 4 hours further in Control. Oh, it was so good, though. Catherine, what a great game. What a fantastic game.
Yeah. I think I got lucky the couple nights I played where it was like wrestling was also on. So it's like, well, I'm not going to divide my attention, so I got to be done when it's time to start that up. So it was like I had that limit coming up. And what was it the other day? I had something else to go do. I was like dinner with my uncle or something when he was in town. And it was like, oh, all right, well, I got to leave here at 3 so I can play up until then. So I couldn't play until 4 a.m. like we used to.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, because we're too old for that kind of shenanigans.
True.
It's too much. It's too much. But it is a great game. Everything in it, the choices you make are so cool. And playing it all these years later, having all this different life things happening to me, it's like, oh, man, perspectives have changed a little bit. Some of my answers to questions have skewed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, this is neat. Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
And I don't know how much we mentioned it in the last episode, but the way they've written Rin so far is so awesome. Like you can, I love her personality and her view on things. It's just, I'm like, wow, that's totally refreshing. And that is the character that you need in this thing where everyone is one side or the other. You need that middle of the road, totally different look on things kind of character. I love it.
It does add the right spice to everything, I think.
Yeah.
Gives a nice balance to it all instead of skewing one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a good game. I can't wait to get to it. But of course, when the hell am I going to play it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. However, these first world problems aside, I've been having a great time playing some WoW Classic still, piling away at that, getting my levels up, hanging out with some old buddies from all my guilds way back in this 15, 16 years ago. It's great to see them and talk to them again and just kind of rekindle that spark. Of course, we also streamed this last weekend doing Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Totally forgot about it.
Which was a great time. Had some fun with that. We actually made a lot of progress. I felt like we kind of really moved the mark along in that session.
Yeah.
So I think a couple more of those sessions, and we'll probably be able to smack the game in the face and put it to rest.
Heck yeah.
So that was a good time. Hopefully we'll get some more of those. It'll probably turn into like a break session in between, when we're doing Borderlands and stuff, because obviously you guys are going to want to stream in Borderlands, talking about Borderlands, keeping up with everything. Mm-hmm. So that'll be the primary objective, but everybody needs a break once in a while. So that's what that'll probably end up turning into.
Nice.
And besides that, family life's been crazy. All sorts of things happening over here. Y'all know the rigmarole. Eric's life is never dull. Never dull. But enough of that. That's my week. Let's get on into this, because we got all sorts of sugar and candy.
So that was us individually this week. Together as a team, we did absolutely nothing. But coming up next week on Tuesday, it'll be IG2G episode 62. I don't know. Maybe there's some big release that came out that we can talk about in the releases segment and probably just make it the topic of the show. Why wouldn't we?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I guess we can talk about Tokyo Game Show.
It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
That sounds good. And what else sounds good is getting yourself shift codes for Golden Keys and Borderlands the pre-sequel and 1,000,001 VIP codes from our VIP reporter at 10K Beer, Sean Haggerty on Twitter. Follow him, get the VIP codes, and also I want to give another shout out to our buddy Brandon Hughes at 16B Hughes on Twitter. He's been doing some good looking out and hooked me up and Danny up and Eric eventually up maybe with a program that a person on Reddit put together to automatically redeem shift codes for you. And I had to find some rigmarole to make it work. Danny got it to work pretty good for her. I do want to say thanks, good looking out, because he not only hooked us up with that, but our buddy at DG Shift Codes, who has been also posting all the VIP codes and stuff, they retweeted from somebody who won one of the loot chests, like the giveaways from gearboxloot.com, and they gave their winner's link. They put it out there, and Brandon Hughes hooked us up again and went, hey, here's a chance for you guys to get it. By the time I saw it and clicked on it, it was already redeemed, but good looking out, man. I appreciate you. Third Shift likes what you're doing. It's good to have you looking out. We all appreciate it.
We do actually appreciate it very much, aside from my own stupidity, but, hey, nothing can be done about that. I was born this way.
I'm not going to dogpile on. You're not going to egg me into it. No, I'm going to be nice to you because things are already bad enough.
Until I'm dead. Just finish the goddamn job. Finish it, please.
But here's something that'll cheer you up, Eric, because I know your favorite holiday is right around the corner. You love that Halloween stuff, and spotted in the wild now at Spirit Halloween stores are a bunch of Borderlands 3 costumes, accessories. There's like a Psycho outfit, a Moxie outfit. You can get Miss Moxie's megaphone. You can get Tiny Tina's new mask. So I'm excited to actually go into a Halloween store for the first time since I made my shaman costume and actually look at stuff and maybe see if the Psycho mask in there is any good. And I will have a Psycho mask to wear on my face and get really sweaty when I'm playing Borderlands 3. It'll be exciting.
That would be exciting. And speaking of toys and gizmos and gadgets, it's the first time I've walked into a GameStop in a long time. And lo and behold, there was Tiny Tina, the new Tiny Tina, the McFarlane toys all up in there. There was all sorts of swag and things you could buy for the Borderlands games. And I went, oh man, this looks so cool. So it got me jazzed. We saw the giant poster that, of course, everybody back when it was first revealed was taking pictures next to. Mm-hmm. So I know we're super late to the game, but hey, we're too busy getting things around, doing the show, living our lives. We finally got out there.
We don't actually go to retail stores or see physical objects anymore. I just shop on Amazon. That's all I do.
That's so true. I just tell my wife what I want, and then she goes to Amazon.
There you go.
So I don't know what these things are you call stores, but we went to one finally, and it was awesome. So glad to see Borderlands gear everywhere.
And I mean, I will 100% back you up on that because it was, I mean, there were a couple other things in that display that I hadn't seen before. So it's cool to walk into a place in, the podcast is real life, but it's not. Like everything we talk about is miles and miles away or is a virtual thing, and it's just a thing I see on my phone and I watch the trailer of. It was good to go out in the physical real world and see the thing we talk about, like at our local place, and pick it up and touch it and go, wow, look, it's real. And other people are going to walk in and buy all this stuff. It was cool. And it was cool stuff too. I feel like I sound weird, but
well, I wonder if people are going to really understand it, because I know what you're talking about, especially on my end. Like when we were in there yesterday looking at all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, we know all this stuff. We've talked about it extensively. We've seen this. We've done that. We've talked about this game and then Gearbox and that. And I'm like, I feel like people should know who I am because I've done nothing but talk about this item and object here for years. Look at it. Hey guys, you know me, the guy who's talked about this for like 3 years. Of course, nobody knows who I am. I'm just some dumb schmuck. And I'm like, but I know so much about this thing. You guys gotta know.
And realistically, this is one of the first things we've ever talked about on the show where we can go out and see the products for it. Like Battleborn, you couldn't walk around and find Battleborn anywhere.
No, there's no.
You can find the game, but nothing else. But here it was, boom, here's a whole display. Look at all the cool things. Look at all the merch. Oh, neat, cool, awesome, wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience. I'm glad we took our little segue into there for a couple minutes and checked it all out. And then, of course, got a cool shirt out of it. Almost got the Tiny Tina, but I was like, nah, I'm going to hold out my hopes for that one. We'll see.
You hold out your hopes that your wife will get it for you for a Christmas present.
That's right.
On sale on Amazon. Boom.
Yeah, on sale on Amazon.
So, a couple other cool things we saw this week. They revealed the full, what was it called? The Masterpiece of Mayhem, the giant 4-part poster in high res, super ultra definition. You could see the different strata of the Borderlands heaven artwork that they made. That was pretty cool. And then, of course, we got the official launch trailer for Borderlands 3 because it's just, as we're recording it, 2 days away. So it's just right around the corner. I think I loved both of those things, but I did want to say my only concern with seeing all these cool and hype and stylish trailers for the game in which all the characters are doing so much cool stuff that you don't really do in the game. And there's the cool music and stuff. It almost gets me too hyped. Like, oh yeah, I want to do this cool stuff and throw a wink and a finger guns to my co-op player. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be playing Borderlands. And I'm like, I got to temper my expectations. Just the trailers are so fun that it's hard to wheel it back in,
Yeah, the image it gives you kind of starts to make you think like you're going to be the character. Because of course in the launch trailers and all the other trailers, it's them doing things, so they're interactive and they're actually going back and forth with each other. They know each other exists, whereas obviously when we're playing, that's not going to be the case. We're just going to be two doofuses jumping around, being crazy, having a good time.
Exactly.
I get you. And I was also just surprised, honestly, to see another trailer.
Yeah.
I really thought they were done. I thought it was all good. I mean, we're on the, we're so, I obviously, the game's out when you're watching this or listening to this. So we're on the eve of the game, and then there's still one more trailer. And I was like, cool. Hey, I'll take it. It was a good one, too. It was fun. I enjoyed it. The character interactions were great. So,
I mean, I guess that's just kind of the trend especially with big releases, is there's always an official launch trailer, I guess, to give you that extra bit of hard sell right before it goes live.
Get one more nudge out there to get all the people who haven't heard of it yet, which to me quite literally is impossible because 2K has put Borderlands in everything.
Has Amanda heard of it?
Yes.
Outside of you?
Outside of me, tough to say. Maybe not.
Because I was gonna say I've started seeing ads on Raw during wrestling shows, but that's kind of a crossover market. Wrestling fans, video game fans.
No, she has, because they had some ads up on Amazon.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
So she would have seen it through that. I mean, would she have known what it is? No, probably not. But she'd have seen it. She'd have gone, what's a stupid ad in my way while I'm shopping for whatever. Because that's the stuff I'm covering, dude. That's what I'm covering. I don't care about your dumb dilly wang podcast thing you're doing in that basement.
I was going to say, that's the ultimate litmus test. The woman who has this much interest in video games, if she's seen ads for it, then it's definitely out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's probably seen them, but doesn't know what it is or care. So I guess you can't hit everybody. It's impossible.
Yeah, true.
But they've tried their damn best, all right? They've got stuff everywhere under the sun. They've been all over the place. And, of course, speaking of all over the place, they've given the game early to all their core players, all their dream team, all their biggest supporters, whomever you want to call it. So they're already freaking playing the game as we're talking into this mic as we speak, which is, of course, a couple days before you're even hearing us. So this is all sorts of weird meta going on. The game is already in the wild. It's already gone crazy. There's already people playing it. It's over. The game's been beat. Everything's done. Bada bing, boom, bada bing. Reviews have been posted already for all the different major sites that got a hold of it, which was really weird because some sites did not get review copies and some did. So there's like this huge thing going on right now, whether it was like just legit oops. And then I guess there was a statement put out there stating that, or I think it was Eurogamer, asked why they didn't get one, what's going on, you know? And they said, oh, it was just due to security reasons because of recent breaches, et cetera, which, of course, leads me back to the whole messed up motto incident and everything. Right. But, of course, then they started to, Eurogamer, you know, it's like, well, wait a minute, you know. I remember we really pissed off Randy Pitchford years ago because we talked a lot of really bad things about Duke Nukem and everything else and got a little riff going there. And they didn't get a review copy. So it's like, did they not get a review copy because Randy was like, no, screw you? Or was it just an honest mistake? Or was it because they of actual security reasons? And they're just like, you know, hey, we're only going to give it to these core 5 people, this 5, you know, big game sites or whatever you want to call them to review right now. And the rest of you can wait till actual launch for it.
The only thing I could say as a relatively on-topic response to that is our buddy DG Shift Codes was posting up with people who were concerned about getting their PC versions on time, who had ordered the PC version from the 2K store and weren't getting any kind of details on shipping and stuff. And they only started getting that, I think, today, as we're recording this on Wednesday. So notifications for shipping and or codes for, you know, activating and preloading. So maybe it was just we're so big and so busy with all this other stuff, all these huge events, getting codes to the streamers to get them to pre-plan, getting everything all together that some things just slip through the cracks.
Which is entirely possible. It could just be some honest mistakes, things happening here and there, trying to get the stuff out. Who knows? I just thought it was, you know, worth mentioning because they're not the only ones who didn't get review copies for the game. So there's several different sites going, hey, sorry, we can't do a review. They didn't send us a copy. Whilst other ones are like, yeah, we've already had it for weeks and we've played it 60, 70 hours and here's this extensive review, so on and so forth. So it's just an interesting, hey, you know, that's kind of weird. Hey, what's going on over here? I doubt we'll ever know, and I doubt we'll know anyone's going to care, obviously, in the next 3 to 5 days.
Right.
But I'm going to mention it because it did stir my interest up a little bit and had me doing a little bit of reading and digging earlier today.
So we'll get back to the reviews in a sec, but I want to dial it back to and make sure we don't just run right over it.
There you go.
All the Borderlands big old streamers have the game, and they're playing it right now. They've been playing it for like at least one full day as we're recording this. So since Tuesday, what do you think about that? Are you on the generic tag on Twitter thing saying, why would anybody want to watch this and spoil the game for themselves?
Oh,
are you
100%.
on the 100%, you know, it's a great thing boat?
Don't care, it's a great thing. No, I'm on the 100%. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Hell no. I just laid down a lot of money for the game. I don't want to watch somebody else play it.
Yeah.
I want it. You know what I mean? And I guess it doesn't hurt me in any way, shape, or form, really, to have them up and running and playing it early. So that way the people who do want it spoiled and just want to get their little eyeballs on it as fast as they can. But at the same time, I feel it does hurt me because now that they've already gone through and they've got all the spoilers and all these different things, secrets that they were holding on to, they know all this stuff now. So that means if they know it, thousands and thousands of other people know it. Watchers, listeners, which means Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch itself, obviously, they're all minefields now.
Yeah.
So now I'm in a minefield. So now I don't know, and especially since we've been doing this, Gearbox podcast for years, we follow ungodly amounts of people who love and want to talk about Gearbox stuff.
Yeah.
And if they don't care, and they're just like, man, did you see today when da 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 da, boom, possibility of a huge spoiler, and now I don't get to enjoy the twist or surprise for myself. I don't like that idea.
I'm definitely 100% there with you in that. I mean, obviously this is a story we play through hundreds and hundreds of times. So eventually it will get to the point where we don't care about it. But I want that first playthrough to just be fresh and all new stuff. And stuff's already been spoiled just from having, the gameplay demos and stuff they've put out there. But talking about accidental spoilers, you already have the official Borderlands account on Twitter retweeting moments from Broman and Gathalion and saying, oh, hey, possible spoilers, but you can't spoiler tag a tweet because you're retweeting it and the video is playing right there underneath where it says possible spoilers, and I'm seeing the spoilers happen.
As it happens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely have issues with that. I feel like if there was some way to cordon it off, like if they were, if you gave it to the streamers ahead of time and they were playing in like some like open world area of Pandora where there wasn't story stuff, there wasn't anything, it was just farming and getting the loot, I think that would be a cool idea to get people hyped. Oh yeah, you'll be seeing these kinds of guns. Oh, there's a red chest in the corner we're going to go farm to get the EchoCast stuff for you guys. Versus, hey, look, I'm playing through the story. Well, stop it. Don't. I can't. I don't want to see that, and I will never watch it ever again.
Yep. And that's what I did. I just turned it all off.
Yeah.
I got off Twitch, Twitter, all the things. I went, all right, let them do them. That's cool. They've been promoted. They've got their stuff. They had their contracts and deals and everything going on. And I got to give them props. That's sweet, but I just don't want nothing to do with it.
Exactly. I don't want to sound like just a total negative horse here. So I'm going to say props to all the guys and gals who got the early access, who get to play it and stream it and get the big super jump bonus. That's awesome for them. I'm very happy for them. So I don't want to sound like I'm just like, you guys suck and I hate the whole thing. It's just, for me, it's not for me.
Yeah, it just put me into super scared mode because I just don't want anything spoiled. I want to enjoy my game that I spent a lot of money on and a lot of time waiting for. And, of course, a lot of time covering and dreaming up all sorts of silly, stupid ideas, probably none of which are in the game. But nonetheless, it was a great time, and I want to see it rolled out in front of me with my own eyes and my own two hands doing it and controlling it.
And so speaking of spoilers, I'm going to jump back to the review thing because a couple reviews are out. I watched some of the video reviews. I will caution anybody, if you don't want to know spoilers, maybe you didn't watch the review anyway, but don't watch the IGN review because they go into detail about 2 different boss battles. So if you're like, oh man, what's this boss going to do? If you watch that review, you're going to know. I watched it, and they started going, oh, well, this boss, when he does this thing, and then this thing comes up, and I put my finger over this little speaker on my phone, and I turned my head away, and I went, nope. Is it safe? Nope, it's not safe. Okay, it's safe now. And then this boss does, oh, great, cool. Thanks, IGN. That's awesome. And I believe in the GameSpot review, they didn't talk about it, but they showed in action a spoiler happening. Now, it's something we've talked about on the show and we've speculated about, so but I'm still not going to say it. I saw it and I went, oh, look, this is the cutscene where that thing we've talked about happens. Great, cool. Why would you show that? You can't show that.
But they did, Matt. They did. And on top of it, I tried to stay really safe. I didn't read any of the reviews. I just looked at the scores, and I looked at a lot of them do like those pitch
little quick hits
quotes. Yeah, the quick hits, and I just looked at the quick hits just so I could understand what they were saying at the heart of it. And man, pretty darn positive. It's looking pretty good. You got a couple outliers who say that the game's super lowbrow and da da da. But to me, that's a failure on that site's casting, because why would you put a person who hates lowbrow humor or stupid slapstick stuff onto a game like Borderlands? I mean, that's inherently what it is. So you put a person who hates that stuff into the review spot. Well, of course, the review's going to be mid-ranging to low because they don't enjoy that. And now you're having them play a game full of it, and they're like, "Yeah, that was really lowbrow and dumb, and I think they should have went for high wit, et cetera, blah 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 blah." And it's like, well, I respect the fact that you don't like that type of humor, and I respect the fact that you wish they'd have changed the formula to suit, the humor you enjoy, but that's not what the game is. So I feel like you're just basically grading it on a scale of, what you like, which that is what reviewing is, I suppose, but I don't know. Doesn't fit.
But it's like we've talked about off air and on air many times. I'm a Dynasty Warriors fan. If you have somebody who hates Dynasty Warriors review a Dynasty Warriors game and give it a 3, I'm going, well, that's not fair. That's not fair to the game. Like you talked about seeing on IGN people who don't like RPGs reviewing RPGs
just
and knocking them
boring RPG.
Yeah, knocking them for having JRPG mechanics. Well, yeah, that's what it's going to be. That's what the
game is. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why the people who like the game play the game. And that was the case with a couple of the reviews that were in the mid to low range. This seemed not to like the humor of it. A couple of them, of course, said it was the same old, which, once again, that's another in my... what did you want? I mean, I like Borderlands. I love Borderlands how it is. I want them to, of course, have some new cool things to surprise me with, but at the core of it, I want it to be Borderlands. I didn't want them to go, oh, we've changed it to Skyrim. Now it's Skyrim. No, I'll go play Skyrim if I want Skyrim. I didn't want that. So, once again, it comes into that, no, you're just trying to put your angle on it, which skews the review in my opinion. But even with those, there's a lot of great reviews, a lot of positive shining stars going on here. It sounds like it's going to be crazy good.
Yeah, the 3 that I watched video reviews for, Destructoid, IGN, and GameSpot, they all said, well, it's kind of the same formula, but then they also said, but it's the absolute best that formula could be. They've added, the additions to the gun and the skills and the gameplay and the ways you play. So it sounds like it's awesome. My one concern that I had before anything even happened with this game, before we saw anything or did anything, it came up in that GameSpot review. They said, oh, well, the Calypso twins are pretty cool and they're clever and they have a lot of cool dialogue, but they don't do a lot to make you really want to kill them as villains. And I went, but the other ones say that the conflicts escalate and it gets to be really big stakes. And but if you don't want to kill the villain, I'm worried. I'm cautiously pessimistic that it's going to be a Handsome Jack situation all over again, where I love that villain and it's like, yeah, we got to rip his face off and murder him. And I go, but he's cool. They're funny. Look, they do the thing. But that was the only one I heard it in, so maybe that's an outlier too. But it rang my little caution bell in my head.
Well, hopefully it turns out to be false. I have high hopes for the Calypso twins. They seem like they're a lot of fun in what I've watched, because, of course, I watched that full game demo and spoiled a little bit for myself. But in all that, it was pretty cool. I liked how they were acting. I liked how it felt and what the lines between the characters were. All that was pretty cool, pretty positive. I liked it. I felt good about it, except for the fact that I spoiled that whole first chapter for myself, which I didn't want to do, but oh well, it's too late now.
Well, maybe for me, since they're set up to be such annoying streamers, and I'm not fans of big annoying streamers or online personalities like that, maybe that'll take over the bit of just like, oh, here's a serious reason to get them. Well, it's like, well, they're cool, but they're just so annoying. Maybe that'll do it for me. Maybe that's it.
I think it will. I have a suspicion they'll be super annoying in that way, and you'll be like, stupid streamers, So far, all positive reviews, and as we said, we got the core crew streaming it already. And something I didn't know was, of course, with the EchoCast up and running, we knew that the audience, the chat, was going to have a chance to open up those red chests and get super cool loot. We figured out several new things today, or maybe they've been talked about before, but hey, I missed it, didn't pay attention. Those red chests can drop legendaries. Yeah. It's been shown that Gathalion and a couple others had some legendaries drop for the chat members live today while they're playing. Super sweet. That really incentivizes chat to be in there participating, and of course the streamers to have that up and running. But what I thought was really interesting was a couple things. One, apparently chat can somehow interact with the streamer by having one lucky member of chat become a badass in the game and come and try to take out the streamer, which was super cool. And for whatever reason, I never really realized was the thing. And then secondly,
we've talked about that one on the show. I'm telling you
that I forgot it. Okay.
Well, maybe it was the one you were gone, and it was me and Danny doing live on the fives because we talked about it. I think that was probably it.
Probably, because I totally missed that. And then the second one being that they can throw like little loot pinatas, Fortnite style, in there with the grenades bouncing out in the loot. And I was like, that's so cool because you do get rewarded, but at the same time, it's funny because it explodes and can kill you and screw you over. I was like, that's awesome. I didn't even think about there could be interaction from chat to the streamer as well as, of course, streamer to the chat side. So I was like, yes, this makes it even more fun.
Well, hey, I don't know if I want to tell you the one other thing we talked about on that episode when we talked about the badass thing is you can, I think it's via cheers or bits or donations or something on Twitch. There's like a Moxie's mocktail thing you can send to the streamer to get them buffs or debuffs. So you can do that kind of tug of war style game like you can with the loot pinatas. It can either just be loot or they can be grenades in it and blow them up. So I can't wait for a buddy at Generic Tag to come in and ruin our days with poison loot and horrible debuffs and all the bad things.
Here, I'm gonna murder your faces. Have a great day. See you later. Yes, thank you. It's exactly what I needed.
Well, that's what you should do for every streamer who spoils the game for you. If you go in, oh man, I'm gonna watch, maybe get some free loot. Oh man, story thing. Bomb,
get some bits. Throw some bits that way, get the whole bombs going, laugh, of course, support the streamer at the same time. It's a win-win.
Exactly.
Like so I don't know. I think beyond that, the streaming stuff, that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else on that you wanted to cover. Any point of interest that I missed or didn't remember?
Just on the streaming thing? No,
the streaming side. Okay, so cool. So that about covers it for the streamers, and they're live gaming right now. All pretty cool, all pretty neat, but we're not partaking as we've just mentioned to you. But it ain't going to matter because, like I said, when you listen, we're going to be playing live on Twitch. So there you go. Doesn't matter.
So one thing, since you had something you didn't know was in the game, in the EchoCast section, there's one thing I didn't know was in the game from the... Today they released on Twitter like a 9 spoiler-free tips for Borderlands 3, starter tips to get you going. And most of it was stuff we've already talked about a million times on the show. But one thing that I didn't really know was they said, hey, you can fast travel from anywhere, which we had talked about, fast traveling to your car, back to your car. But it was also you can fast travel to all the fast travel stations and to fast travel stations on other planets. There's no need to go like, oh, you're on Pandora, go up to the Sanctuary 3, and then fast travel over to, Promethea or anything. It said you could just go, boop, planet to planet, any way you want.
That's stupid awesome. I knew you could do anywhere to any of the fast travel points, and I knew the vehicle thing and everything. I didn't know the world.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that makes it easy. That
almost makes it makes me want to go through it too fast. Like I was... When I saw it, I went, man, that's awesome. But then I also went, but I won't get my little Mass Effect moment of oh, this planet's done. Time to go back to the Sanctuary and talk to everybody.
Talk to everybody. Do the little rigmarole of the planets go.
Instead, you do have to have the fast travel unlocked on the planet, so you have to be there. But instead, it's oh, hey, go back to Pandora and talk to whoever. Well, boop, there you go. You're gone. Easy peasy.
Now, we will want to go back to Sanctuary anyway, though, because obviously of all the stuff you're going to get, all the cool things to do, and then visiting our rooms, and putting up our trophies, getting everything up there. And then, of course, while we're playing together, you can come visit my cool setup and be like, man, yeah, it's so crazy. Wow.
That's right. All my gun things will just have whatever version of the Bane, like the stupidest gun there is. Just all the different level versions of it, just everywhere. Every gun stand will have those.
I hope. I have a suspicion that gun will be in there. But everything they've got, it's got to make a return. It's impossible that it doesn't. Impossible. Don't let us down, Gearbox. Please don't let us down.
At least let it be one of those things like I'm sick of being a gun. I want to be a shield. I want to be a radio. Something silly like that. Bane's got to come back. It's got to be there.
Exactly. I suspect it will. I don't think it'll be an issue, but that's cool. Yeah, I had no idea you could do the world thing. Very nice. That's going to make farming so much easier. You just hop from planet to planet, no issues.
And you just sparked in my brain. There was, I think it was, maybe it was from the streamers. They put out an article there saying that right before each boss, there will be a nice autosave / fast travel / farming the boss like bit for you to go to. So you can just fast travel to that, walk through the door or walk like 5 feet around the corner and then the boss is there. Instead of spawn way at the beginning of the whole area and run.
Do the stupid jumps needed, get on the vehicle, yeah, blah, 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 and then kill them and then not get anything and respawn, do it all over.
Yeah, they said every boss will have an easily farmable fast travel station like right next to it to make it even easier and even more fun and less of a chore to do.
That's beautiful. It sounds so dang nice, I'm telling you.
Maybe I'd farm for more than 2 times. Maybe I'd farm for 4 times.
4 to 6 times, yeah.
But let's not push it. That's
okay.
Hey, I can't commit to 6.
Can't be making those promises. I understand. That's all right.
That's right.
I got to push as far as I can, though. Now, with that all being said, Matt, I don't know if you want to jump right into the close up at all with how we're going to kind of roll on with the podcast in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. That's it for me.
So, everybody, we don't have like a big topic, anything going on, because obviously it's so close to the game launch, and there's not too much else to be talking about at this point, except for what the hell's going on in the game. We just kind of wanted to go and be like, hey, here's what we're kind of thinking for the next foreseeable future, a few weeks, of us playing the game. We've already told you we're going to be streaming on Twitch as much as humanly possible whenever we're up and playing. And I want to say here on the show, we'll probably say it, of course, live as well, that at least on my end, when I'm streaming, I want to be playing the game. I'm going to be listening to the story. I'm going to be opening up every loot box. I'm going to be doing what I would do playing the game. I'm going to be searching the corners for Borderlands symbols. I'm going to be looking for the new crazy alien symbols that allow you to get to the different the matches.
The proving grounds.
Yeah, the proving grounds. So I'll be doing all those things. If you don't like watching that type of thing, then you're not going to enjoy it, because I'm doing it because it is my playthrough that I am playing for myself to have fun with. But I want to make sure I streamed it so that way anybody who's bored or at work or just wants to check out what Third Shift's up to has that opportunity. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's kind of how I want to do it, at least for the first playthrough.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you know me. I'm not the super serious power through it. You watch me on Alien, I'd run down every different hallway. Is there a secret here? Is it? Oh, nothing.
No,
okay. What about over here? No. Okay. Oh, nothing over there. But I'm 100% with you. That's how I like to play my games. So if you don't like seeing me pick up every single white gun and then sell them all and then pick up all the white guns in the other area and open up every locker and jump on every couch and look in every corner and nook and cranny, that's how we do it here. That's how we do it here at Third Shift. That's how we did it on Borderlands night. That's how we're going to do it on Borderlands day and evening and afternoon and night. So that's just how it's going to be.
That is how it's going to be. And then for loot-wise, I'm thinking we're going to go... Part of me wants to go classic, but I think ultimately it'd be smarter if we did individual loot.
Yeah.
Because that way, the chat, if they get to see you streaming for that day, they might see actual loot. But then they can also see the opposite of that, which is no loot, which is what I get. And maybe that'll be even more fun because they can finally see what we've been talking about for years and how I get nothing ever, period.
Well, maybe how about if we're on our own, we're going to just be, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But maybe if we're specifically playing on like Borderlands night, like Friday night, maybe it's classic night. We're going to get no loot today. We got to at least mix it up.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll specify like one night or something where it'll be classic. But other than that, we'll just do single, your own loot. That way,
yeah,
everyone's moving and grooving. You're getting your stuff, pick it all up, sell it. Because, like you stated, now that we're in our first playthrough and we're in it to win it, I am going to pick up all the things and sell all the things and try to get all the money and do all the stuff you need to be doing. Whereas typically, me, I'll leave everything laying on the ground. I don't really care. I'm not worried about it.
I know, because I get to pick it up and sell it for all the loot.
Pick it all up and sell it for everything. But this go around, I'm going to care because I'm going to want to make sure I have the money I need to get whatever it is I want for my characters. So, yeah, that sounds like a plan. I think if we'll do like a Friday night classic and every other day we play will just be your own loot, get what you get, have a great time with it. And then, of course, content-wise, for the show, I was thinking, basically, the big topic every week will be the missions we did, the chapters we completed, side quests, main quests, whatever it is. We're going to talk about them extensively, what we thought about them, the breakdown of what they were, all that good stuff. Just kind of go over it while it's fresh in our heads from that week and just talk about it. Whatever it was. If we only did 2, that's what we're talking about. If we did 17, well, I guess we're going to cover 17. A lot might be brief, but we're going to do it.
I was going to say, I might not remember all the side quests I did, but we'll definitely be talking about the memorable ones, the funny ones, if there are any, the stupid ones, the ones we didn't like doing, if we have to go deliver the mail to the different places, maybe how we set that up. Because I always go back to that in Borderlands 2, because that was here's a mission, we picked it up, we failed, and then you and I put our heads together and went, all right, I'll start it here and go to the south. You pick up the mission and go north, and we'll figure it out that way. Mm-hmm. So any kind of like cool things we do, any kind of cool strategies we come up with for any kind of missions like that, yeah, that's all fair game, right?
Yeah. And the puzzles.
That's good stuff.
I'm sure there'll be some puzzly, goofy crap where you got to shoot certain things to open the doors. We'll list what those are, where we found them, if we can remember, obviously.
Yeah.
Help out in any way we can. And we also got some cool ideas thrown at us that when that show comes out, that in the descriptors we list what chapters or whatever quests we're covering. So that way, if any of you are listening and you're not there yet, we've gotten ahead of you or something, you can say, all right, well, I'll wait till like Wednesday to actually listen to the podcast. That way I'll be caught up to where they are and it'll be cool. Unless you don't care about spoilers, which in case you can listen whenever you want. But that way we're not screwing over anybody that's just, hey, what's Third Shift up to? Oh my God, why are they talking about this and this? They ruined it. I hate you guys.
Yeah, I think maybe a good idea would be to, in that side after the show title, we put like the planets that we're talking about, like, Pandora / Promethea. And then in the show notes, it can be like, obviously X mission to the end of Pandora, and then 4 missions on Promethea or whatever it is. Something like that would kind of allow people to see, before they even click on any show notes, see what we're talking about. And then if you want more detail on where, right there in the show notes. And we'll probably forget all the names of the missions and how far we are through a planet, but that's what Danny's for. You could figure it out, right, Danny? You could do it.
So hopefully that's what we're up to. We're also going to cover, of course, any news from the publishing side, any news obviously from the developing side, which I don't suspect we'll see too much from them except for stuff on Borderlands.
News for the DLC pack drops anytime we hear more about the Halloween
and of course, the Bloody
stuff
Harvest is coming.
Yep.
We'll be all over all that. We'll be talking about it, discussing it, going through the playthroughs, doing what we always do here at Third Shift. But I just wanted to, kind of go back and forth real quick, give you all a heads up of what we're going to be doing, what we intend to be doing. So I hope that's okay with you. And if it's not, hey, make sure you write into us and say if there's anything else you'd like us to be covering or checking out. We're up. We're open. We might listen to you. We might not. I don't know. But your ideas are more than welcome.
Yes, they are. They definitely are welcome. I'll listen. Eric might not. But
you never know what I'm going to do.
But you can send those ideas to us. Also, any questions, any comments, any concerns, any feedback, any further suggestions for the show via email at info@thirdshift.me, tweet it at us at ThirdShiftME, or find us on Facebook under Third Shift.
Indeed you can. You can also find us over on that beautiful Patreon. We treat it just like a tip jar. You like what you hear, consider heading over there, throwing us $1, $2, $5, $1,000, or maybe that coveted $1 million, which I got a little scared of, but you guys talked me down, made me realize it's still a good thing. It's still a great thing. If you've got $1 million to spare, head on over there, throw it our way. We're going to open up a food line. We're going to have an aisle all dedicated to babies in jars, an aisle full of cold cocks.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be great. We got people dressing up in the lions. We got them dancing all over the place.
We'll also have a sheep mascot that the food line will chase.
Oh my God!
That's because you got to have the stray sheep in there.
All right.
If stray sheep wandered around when the food line comes out, we'll ring the dinner bell.
Yeah.
He'll chase
and he starts chasing them around the store and for everybody's amusement. As we always tell you, we'll have cameras set up in every aisle. We're gonna have employees that are so ridiculous and over the top, just like your big brother. You're all going to love it. This is going to be the best store ever. I don't know if we're going to get any business, But we're gonna. It's gonna be the coolest.
Don't even be in the store. It'll just be people watching on the cameras.
It'll just be like it's gonna be like every other reality TV show, completely fake and silly. And then we're gonna go bankrupt, and we'll be back here living in apartments doing the show again. It's gonna be great.
But we will have had the experience. It will
Indeed.
have happened.
You hear all that, people? Did I just take you to a place? Because you know what? I hope I did, and I hope you considered throwing us that $1 million donation.
We'll be on like Defunct Land on YouTube. Whatever happened to Food Lion?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the things that could be if only you have the money to throw our way. If you don't, that's all right, though. We understand. You got to pay bills. I'm over here eating ramen noodles half the days of the week. I get it. I got you. You can support us in so many other ways. We're always joking and jesting around, ha ha ha. But it's serious business. You can go over there. You can give us the 5-star ratings on the iTunes. You can go support us on Twitch and then by following us, subscribing, all that good stuff. Feedback questions, mailbag questions, all these things keep the show pumped up, keep the show alive, keep us thriving and driving, going down that road so you can see us every week. And we appreciate everyone who's done so in the past, and we appreciate anybody considering doing it right now or in the future.
Absolutely, we do. And of course, this podcast drops every Friday, so we'll be back in your ear holes on the 20th of September for our very next episode. And you can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, if you like what we're doing and you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. And we really do appreciate it.
Indeed we do. We appreciate it so much. Those 5-star ratings, man. Both of us are hungry. We enjoy it.
5-star.
Oh, we enjoy them so much. If y'all could just feed us one more succulent meal of 5 stars, man, I'll tell you what, I might have a story brewing in my tummy. And if you feed me one more time, it might come out of the tummy, and I could tell it to you. Just saying. Come on now, people. Just like that Bangkok. Just like that Bangkok.
I was just going to say, I don't know if I like the implications. If you put food in my tummy, something will come out. Either way is a bad way.
You never know.
I don't like it.
You never know.
So with that horrible image in our heads, I'm just going to say,
don't forget to
save. Don't forget to save. It's over.
Shut up and sit down.